So today we're going to walk through the Sec2 simultaneous linear equation. So question number 1, solve the simultaneous equation y plus 2x equals y plus 2 equals to 2x and 3x plus 4y equals to 36. So always first we, okay, let me make this thicker a bit. So first, right, the two equations, we call it equation 1 and equation 2. That is the first step. Since the question never says never specify using elimination method or substitution, right? Then we always use substitution. So substitution, from one of the equation, you pick one. So say from 1. So this is the model answer. From equation 1, I will make one of the variable the subject. So I will make y the subject. So if I make y the subject, then I will bring 2 over to the right hand side. And then I change sign. So 2x minus 2. And then I call this equation 3. You following? Next, we sub equation 3 in equation 2. Basically, what this means is I replace this y here with 2x minus 2. Okay, some students do this. You can't do this, by the way. You cannot sub 3 in 1. You know why or not? Because equation 3 is derived from equation 1. Okay, you got equation 3 from equation 1. So you cannot sub 3 in 1. It would make sense. Can? So now we sub equation 3 in 2. We replace the y here with 2x minus 2. We get 3x plus 4 bracket 2x minus 2 bracket equals to 36. So I'm going to tell you a few things that will lose a lot of marks for the Sec2 students over the years. First, you must love the bracket. Second, always do the rainbow. This is the mistake that really costs the students a lot of marks. So then it's 3x plus 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times minus 2 is minus 8 equals to 36. 3x plus 8x is 11x. Minus 8 bring over, change the sign, so 36 plus 8. So we have 11x equals to 44. So this is 11 times x, right? We bring it over to the other side. So we do the opposite of times. So it's 44 divided by 11. So we have x equals to 4 over here. So once you have found x equals to 4, pretty easy. The next step is to just sub x equals to 4 in one of the equation above. So I say I sub x equals to 4 in equation 3 over here. So what I'm saying is I replace this x equals to 4 in here. So it becomes y equals to 2 times 4 minus 2 equals to 6. And we are done with question number 1 over here. Is everyone okay? You got it? So take your time to write the answer. So we sub x equals to 4 in equation 3. Can see? Let me zoom in for you. Alright, let's go to question number 2. Question number 2, I have a pro tip for you. You can write down on your question paper. So let's say if in exam, right, you're asked to solve simultaneous equations and you have a fraction. Okay, I want you to write a tip here. Get rid of the fraction first. So I give you a tip. Multiply both sides by a suitable number. So that is the tip that I will give it. I will give you. So now let's focus on how to solve this simultaneous equation over here. So if the equation is very nice, right? Like there isn't any fraction. So 3x plus 5y equals to 8. You can see that all the numbers here are very nice. Then you call it equation 1. So there's a reason why this question is 4 marks. Okay, so listen to me carefully. So this equation is very nice. There are no fractions, so we call it equation 1. Now, on the other hand, let's look at this equation x over 2 minus y over 3 equals to minus 1. Unfortunately, for this equation over here, we are not going to call it equation 2 so quickly because there are fractions here. So what do we do? Okay, I want you to remember this, okay? If it comes out, then it will be your time to shine. We multiply both sides by the product of these two denominators over here. So 2 times 3 equals to 6, right? So what we do is, we multiply both sides by 6. Okay? So 2 times 3 is 6, right? So we will multiply 6 on the left and 6 on the right. So then we 6, love the bracket, x over 2 minus y over 3 bracket equals to minus 1 times 6. So we multiply both sides by 6. And do remember to do the rainbow. 6 times x over 2, these algebraic fractions, okay? What do we get? Okay, I'll do it step by step, okay? It's 6x over 2. And then next, we have 6 times minus y over 3. So this gives us minus 6y over 3. Minus 1 times 6 is minus 6. And then what is 6 divided by 2? 3. So 3x. Minus, what is 6 divided by 3 is 2, 2y. So equals to minus 6. And then finally, you see this equation, we have transformed from the one with fraction to the one without fraction. So now this equation is very nice. We call it equation 2. Okay, everyone look up. In the context of this question, right, I would propose to do via elimination. Anyone can tell me why?
Cos 3x and 3x.
Yes, because both the equation got the same term, 3x and 3x. So what we do is we say we take equation 1 minus equation 2. Okay? So when you write, I want you to always make sure to write down all these things like equation 1 minus equation 2. So if I say equation 1 minus equation 2, right? So, Sarah, you can see, right? Meaning the left of equation 1, which is 3x plus 5y minus the left of equation 2 is 3x minus 2y. So you must love the bracket. Bracket 3x minus 2y. And then followed by equation 1 minus equation 2 means the right of 1, which is 8, minus the right of equation 2, which is bracket minus 6 bracket. Must love the bracket. And then I want you all to remember, I'm not quite sure why, because I have other Sec 2 students as well. Do not forget the bracket and do not forget to apply the minus over here. This will cost you your marks in your WA. So 3x plus 5y minus 3x. And then minus and minus meet plus 2y. Then this is 8 plus 6. So then we have 3x minus 3x gone. 5y plus 2y, 7y. Okay, so like the student who pointed out, that's good. Both of the equation got 3x. Okay, both equation 1 and equation 2 got 3x. So when we take equation 1 minus equation 2, we eliminate the 3x already. So the resulting equation after you do the elimination must only contain one variable. So now is 7y equals to 14. So this is 7 times y, right? So bring it over, divide by y. So y equals to 14 divided by 7. So y equals to 2. Got it? So that is for solving for y. Now we solve for x. So we say we sub y equals to 2 in one of the equation above. So say we sub y equals to 2 in equation 1 over here, highlighted in yellow. So what we do is we replace the y equals to 2 here in here. So we have 3x plus 5 times 2 equals to 8. Okay. Now 5 times 2 is 10. Now 10 bring over, change the sign. So 3x equals to 8 minus 10. So 3x equals to 8 minus 10 is minus 2. So this is 3 times x, right? Bring it over, become divide. So x equals to minus 2 over 3. Got it? So that's the answer for question number 2 over here. We are 1/3 done already. So that is some of the simultaneous equation you will encounter in your test. So moving on to question number 3, 4, 5, and 6, it will be other types of questions. So let's move on to question number 3, shall we? So Andy has X sweets and Bill has Y sweets. Oh, I see someone hasn't copy finished yet, so it's okay. I'll show you here. Finish. Okay. So do you understand so far? Okay. Question number 3, Andy has X sweets and Bill has Y sweets. If Andy gives 3 sweets to Bill, okay, I want you all to do it here. So, if Andy gives 3 sweets to Bill, right, they will have equal number of sweets. So, for the sake of illustration, right, Andy has X sweets, write this down. And then Bill has Y sweets. So in the event you don't know how to do, it is very, very advised. I suggest you to write out all the details and then you draw it like art and craft. So Andy give 3. So what happens? So once Andy give 3 sweets to Bill, right, they will have equal number of sweets. So let's find out how many sweets did Andy have after Andy give 3 sweets. So after giving 3 sweets, so you must state here, Andy has X minus 3 sweets. Agree? You give away 3 sweets. So originally you got X sweets. So X minus 3 sweets, you're left with that number. And then now Bill has received 3 sweets. So Bill has Y plus 3 sweets. So now they say that after Andy gave 3 sweets, right, they will have equal number of sweets. So you will say that X minus 3 equals to Y plus 3. So we are actually doing part A. Part A is ask you to form and simplify 2 equations connecting X and Y. So we still have to simplify this. We bring the minus 3 over to the right. It becomes plus 3. So X equals to Y plus 3 plus 3. So X equals to Y plus 6. So that is my first equation connecting X and Y. Now moving on to the second part of the equation. If they divide the total number of sweets equally between themselves, each of them will receive 20 sweets. So what does it mean? So Andy has X sweets. Bill has Y sweets. So that's the total number of sweets. And they divide it equally between themselves. So you divide by 2 because Andy and Bill only 2%. So then each of them will receive 20 sweets. So X plus Y divided by 2 must be equals to 20. And then we multiply. So this is X plus Y divided by 2, right? We move it over. It becomes X plus Y equals to 20 times 2. So X plus Y equals to 40. We call it equation 2. And we are done with part A over here. Are you okay with it? The number 6 where? What 6? Here, right? What about it? Okay, I thought I wrote something wrong. But if I wrote something wrong, you can correct me if it happens to be so. But I think I'm correct here. Okay, so that's part A. Now let's do part B. Now we solve the simultaneous equation to find the number of sweets each of them has. So do you notice that this equation is already X, the subject? So we can just say sub equation 1 in equation 2. So what it means is you replace the X here with Y plus 6. Got it? So replacing that with Y plus 6. then plus y equals to 40. So we have y plus y is 2y plus 6 equals to 40. So solving this, we bring the 6 over to the right, become minus 6. So 2y equals to 40 minus 6. So 2y equals to 34. Now this is 2 times y, correct? So it becomes, we bring it over to the other side, it becomes divide. So 34 divided by 2. So y equals to 17, which means that Bill has 17 sweets. So to find the number of sweets that Andy has, that's very easy. We just sub y equals to 17 in one of the equation above. So we say we sub in here, equation 2, highlighted in light blue. Okay, we replace the y here with 17. Got it? So it's x plus 17 equals to 40. So x equals to 23, which means that Andy has 23 sweets. So you need to write down in English to complete the answer, at least just to play safe. So Andy has 23 sweets and Bill has 17 sweets. So that is for question number 3 over here, right? You need to formulate the equation. Unfortunately for this question, right, if let's say you read and you don't understand, it's likely that you will not get it. But you try to really understand the question, then you should be able to formulate the equation. It's about understanding the context of the question. So that's for question 3 here. Question number 4 is not an easy question, but at least once you do it one time, if it comes out in your exam, then good for you. So question number 4, find the value of A and the value of B if x equals to 1. Okay, you got highlighter? Can you write it here? X equals to 1, highlight the x. And y equals to 3. So they say that x equals to 1 and y equals to 3 are the solutions to the two equations over here. So if they say that they are the solutions, right, then you can say that. So write this down for question number 4. So you say sub x equals to 1 and y equals to 3 in that two equations. Do you agree? Because they are the solution to the two equations, right? So naturally, it means that they have to satisfy the two equations. So if you see, we replace all the yellow over here as 1 and replace all the we replace all the x in yellow over here with 1. You don't have to, but I want you to write it for your understanding. But writing it in your exam papers or test paper, you will not be penalized. Okay, so we sub the x with 1 and then we sub the y with 3. And then we get a times 1 minus b times 3 equals to minus 16. So it is a minus 3b equals to minus 16. Got it? So that is the first equation that we have obtained over here. Now, we settle the second equation. So x means b times 1 equals to a times y means a times 3 plus 8. So this is b equals to 3a plus 8. So we call this equation 2. So there's a reason why this is 4 marks, because first you have to know that if x and y, which is 1 and 3 respectively, are the solutions to the two equations below, it means that both of them, the pairs of values of x and y here, satisfies these two equations here. Which means I can sub it in the two equations first, so that I get equation 1 and 2 here. Then now I solve equation 1 and 2 here, which everyone knows how to do. This is the first step that students might not know how to do. Okay, so once you have done it before, I hope if the question comes out, you can do it. So now, take a look here. Hey, equation 2, b is already the subject. Okay, one of the variable is already the subject. Now I want to just emphasize this. When I say it is the subject, means the coefficient of that variable is 1. So now we just say that sub 2 in 1. So we replace the b here with 3a plus 8. So we have a minus 3 bracket 3a plus 8 bracket equals to minus 16. So I'm being naggy here. Okay, number 1, love the bracket. Number 2, please, okay, rainbow it inside. A lot of students, I will guarantee you, some of your classmates will miss out the second term here. They will say they bring in minus 3 times 3a, right? But they forget to bring in here. And then you see them lose the marks so many times. So a minus 3 times 3a is minus 9a. Minus 3 times 8 is minus 24. So this is equals to minus 16. So a minus 9a. Now, if you do not know how to evaluate this, you take 1 minus 9 in your calculator, you get minus 8. So minus 8a. And bring the minus 24 to the right, it becomes plus 24. So minus 8a equals to 8. So this minus a times 8. So bring it over, is divide. So it's a equals to 8 divide by minus 8. So a equals to minus 1. Now the rest is easy. Sub a equals to minus 1 in equation 2 over here. So we replace a equals to minus 1 in this highlighted yellow over here. We have b equals to 3 times bracket minus 1 plus 8. So this is minus 3 plus 8 equals to 5. And we are done with question number 4 over here. Can? Okay, for this time round, right, because we missed a week of lesson, but that's fine. Later on, after I finish the solution, I want you all to do it again. Can? So see whether you have understood it from my explanation. Okay, moving on to question 5, which is what one of the students is requesting, solving by graphical approach. So in my tutorials, I will always cover the basic questions and I will give a wide variety of questions to prepare you all. So this is something that you have asked. Don't draw the graph now. Later you have a chance. Just pay attention to me first. Later you will do it. Because I know that sometimes when the students, they listen, they understand, right? But doing it is a different thing. So later you have your chance. So just pay attention first. Question 5. Daniel is X years old and Gabriel is Y years old. The sum of ages of Daniel and Gabriel is 30 years old. I believe that everyone knows how to do part A. Form an equation based on this information connecting X and Y. So we know that X plus Y equals to 30. Write that down. I think it's pretty simple and straightforward. So each question involving simultaneous is quite common in Sec 2 tests and exams. So now, part B. Okay, so let me write down for you. If you don't want to careless, right, I suggest present time. Although this is not required in your working, but it's just to make sure you understand. Daniel, X years old. And Gabriel, Y years old. And then the question says, it's good that if you are weak in this type of question, right, you write down all the information, write it in your style that you're comfortable with. So now they say 1 year ago. Okay, so never mind, let's write 1 year ago. We don't have to read first. So 1 year ago, everyone knows you need to minus 1, subtract 1 from Daniel's age. So X minus 1 years old. And then Gabriel would be Y minus 1 years old, right? Because it's 1 year ago. So if this year you are 14 years old, last year you will be 13 years old. Now they say that Gabriel was 3 times as old as Daniel. So Gabriel is older. So to form an equation here, I know, so primary school you all know how to do, right? So Gabriel's age, because Gabriel is 3 times as old as Daniel, so Gabriel's age must be 3 times of Daniel. Agree? You all know or not? Maybe I give you an example. Let's say Daniel is 10 years old and Gabriel is 30 years old, right? So 30 equals to 3 times Daniel's age. That's what I meant. Don't have to write this down. Can? And then again, people, Okay, students, do the rainbow. Love the bracket. Rainbow it in. 3 times x, 3x. 3 times minus 1, minus 3. Verbally say it in your head. So it's y minus 1 here. Now we bring the minus 1 to the right. Remember a linear equation. Change the sign. It becomes plus 1. So y equals to 3x minus 2. So that's part B over here, which is based on the information provided in part B. Y equals to 3x minus 2. So part C is asking you to solve the equation in part A. So what's the equation in part A? X plus y equals to 30. And then part B, they're asking you to solve the equation in part A, which is x plus y equals to 30. And part B, what's the equation in part B? Y equals to 3x minus 2. So they are not asking you to solve using the substitution method that I have mentioned just now. They're asking you to solve via graphical approach. So let me teach you how to do. Okay, if the question never provide any context, right? So I teach you. So you write down the equation above the table here. So the table you draw yourself. So not to worry, some students ask me, teacher, do I need to draw the table or not? If the question provided you with the table, you don't have to. Else you have to draw it yourself. So we have a table with x, y for x plus y equals to 30. And then we have another table for y equals to 3x minus 2. So this is x, y as well. Okay, so wait for you all to draw finish. Later on, you will have the chance to do. So normally, right, for you to draw, anyway in Sec 2, you don't have to worry. You are only dealing with, these are all straight lines. You can write it down. Okay, at least for linear equation. You know the meaning of linear? Linear means straight. So all you have to do to draw straight lines, right? You just choose, so you pick yourself these two x values. So I say, okay, I pick x as 0 and 1 here. 0 and 1. This one you select yourself. So some students ask me, can I choose 1 and 2? 2 and 3? So go ahead, but 0 and 1 is one of the easiest. So let me highlight for you. So how do you do this? You sub 0 in here. So when x equals to 0, is 0 plus y equals to 30. So y equals to 30. Okay? And then next, when x equals to 1, so when x equals to 1, we have 1 plus y equals to 30. So y equals to 29. Can? Anyway, not to confuse you, but I just have to say it for those students who are more savvy. I understand some students will point out, but sure, later the two dots that I put on the graph, right, will be very close to each other. But never mind, since I say x has 0 and 1, we select as it is. So now we do it for the other one. So when x equals to 0, what happens? Over here, when x equals to 0, y equals to minus 2. And then when x equals to 1, what happens to the y? Y equals to 1. Okay, now I will draw the graph for you. Okay. So here's the graph. You do a sketch, later you will draw it yourself. So x, y, 0. Okay, so you have okay, can I ask you to do one thing, right, in a different ink here if you can? I want you to know that a point is given by x comma y. So this will be 0 comma 30, 1 comma 29. Can you write that down? It's for your own, it's just learning. You don't have to lah, but just for your learning purposes, it makes it easier. So this is 0 comma minus 2, this is 1 comma 1. So you plot the 2 points for the two equations on the graph here. Okay, 0 comma 30 is here. So suppose 30 is here, right? 0 comma 30 is here. Is everyone okay? So this is 0 comma 30. And then 1 comma 39 is here. So 1 comma 39 is here. And then once you have the two dots, right, you take a ruler and then you just join the two dots. That's it. Understand? So that's the good thing. That's why I ask you to just do two pairs of values. Join the two dots. And then once you've done that, label the equation of the straight line. In this case, it is x plus y equals to 30. Now we do it for the other equation, okay? I'll give you some time to internalize this. Okay, now we do it for the other equation, which is here. So the other equation is 0 minus 2. Okay, so 0 minus 2 is here. So this is 0 minus 2 right here. Okay, so this is 0 minus 2. And then we have 1, 1. 1, 1 is here. So 1, 1 is here. This is 1, 1. Okay, I hope you all can see it. Oops. And then join the two dots. Using a ruler. And then we label the equation of this straight line sloping upwards. In this case, the equation is y equals to 3x minus 2. Anyway, for this question, you need to do hands-on, but I just hope you understand first. So this is the graphical approach. So that's for part C over here. Can? 2 marks. So with that, we find the intersection of the two straight lines. Then you will realize that, hey, this is actually 8 and 22. You read from the graph. So this is 8 and 22. So which means that your x equals to 8, y equals to 22. So Daniel is x years old, right? So Daniel is 8 years old. And Gabriel is 22 years old. So that would be for my question number 5 over here, using the graphical approach. So you should know how to do graphical approach by now. The intersection of the two straight lines will be the solution to the simultaneous equation. So x equals to 8 and y equals to 22 will be the solution based on this intersection, and also the solution to these two simultaneous equations. So if you had solved this via elimination or substitution, you will get the same answer as compared to if you have done it using graphical approach. So with that, that would be question number 5 over here, Ken? Is everyone clear? Crystal clear? Okay, because I'm not skipping step while I'm doing this tutorial. I really lay out everything that you need to know. So moving on to the last question would be one of the hardest. If it's very easy and it's also very hard. Very easy if you know your concept very well. So I want you to take 1 minute, okay, after I read the question to think. write down a linear equation such that it has an infinite number of solutions with 2y minus x equals to 0. Okay? I want you all to listen to me. Okay? Try to give me the best focus, then you will understand this very quickly. Okay? How many intersections between these two lines? How many intersections between these two lines? One, right? So how do you have two lines such that they have infinitely many solutions? Okay, so if parallel got intersect, so then how to have infinite? The two lines must be exactly the same line. Y'all understand? The two lines must be exactly the same line so that they will always intersect each other infinitely many of times. Y'all understand? So then for part A over here, the answer is 2y minus x equals to 0. Exactly the same as this equation. Because you want them to intersect each other infinitely many number of times, right? So they both have to be the same line. Agree or disagree? They both have to be the same line. Make sense? So they essentially the two lines are the same and they overlap each other. Now for some of y'all, if don't be worried, okay, this is just a very novel type of questions. So it wouldn't really come out, but it's for your understanding. Okay, but so I just put it as a actually it did came out lah. It's one of the exam questions.
For the one.
No, it's for end of your exam. So you understand the two lines must be the same line so that they overlap each other for them to intersect each other many infinite number of times.
What about question? Not that big.
Question 5 will come out. Question 6, depending on your teacher's mood. Okay, part B, no solution. So this is what one of the students mentioned. No solution means what? I'll draw it out for you, okay? If these two lines are parallel but not overlapping, right? Do they intersect? So then no solution. So what you have to do here is one of the equation will be 2y minus x equals to 1. There's one example over here. Can?
Why is it one?
Okay, so maybe I'm skipping a lot of steps. So 2y minus x equals to 0. Okay, I give you let's make x the subject. So bring the minus x over to the right, it becomes plus x. So there's a 2y here, sorry. So this is 2 times y, right? So we bring the 2 over, is y equals to x over 2. Agree? Agree or disagree? So this equation 2y minus x equals to 0 is equivalent to y equals to x over 2. Agree? So if you cannot understand that solution, then I say therefore a linear equation will be y equals to x over 2 plus 1. You know why I add 1 or not? You don't know why I add 1? Because so originally the equation was like that. Okay, let me draw the equation for you. Maybe I write this in purple. Let me write this in purple here. Everyone look up. So the equation of y equals to x over 2 is like this. Can see or not? Now let me teach you some JC stuff. It's not really JC stuff. So everyone look up, look up. So what happens if I add 1, people? What happens if I add 1? What happens if I add 1? It means that I shift the entire line up by 1 unit. Can see or not? So I shift so both the line, they have the same gradient, right? But one graph is 1 unit shifted above the other. Understand? So they are parallel lines, they will never intersect. Is that better? Can? So this is question number 6. If you are lost, it's fine. Okay. It is not easy, but you all get it, right? You all can understand? Adding the 1 at the end has highlighted in yellow here. Shift the line up by 1 unit. Can?
What if you do it at one?
If you don't add 1, then what you want to put?
No, like just one.
So if you put y equals to x over 2 exactly as this equation, right? They are the same equation. Then what happened? Both the line will overlap each other. Then they will cut each other infinitely many of times. Huh? But part B is saying they don't want to have any intersection. So I have to add 1 such that it is parallel, but I shift it 1 unit above than the other. Is that okay? Okay, that's...
-1.
Yeah. You can even put -1. Thanks for sharing. I mean, like, you can have a lot of solution. You can write y equals to x over 2 minus 1 as well. This could be also one of the solution. Understand? Want me to write the JC version of the answer? Look. There's the answer key had the answer, but I don't think if I write it, probably at your level, you will feel a bit daunted by it. But yeah, you just need to write one equation, can? Okay.